what is going on with the good old District0x, DNT? We're going to check out a Bitcoin Cash analysis and what is going on with the graph, what's going on there. We want to dive into more detail because yesterday we mentioned that it might have a trend reversal, so stay tuned for that. And guys, I've been mentioning Filecoin is one of those boring coins. Guess what? It's finally just starting to break out. And one last thing, that Coinbase list, we're going to go over that as well. So before we dive into it, make sure you smash that subscribe button to stay up to date on the latest and greatest by the crypto homie. So first thing for today is if you did not see the list is out, you can get the Coinbase list that I personally made that has the highest probability of listing on Coinbase. So right here's a tweet from yesterday. The list you have been waiting for is here, Finally, it is here. If only if I could got it out before the graph listed, because the graph was on there, you guys could have made even more bucks from that. So go check out the link right here. It's also in the description of all my videos right now, the latest ones from yesterday, the live stream, and then this one. And just use code ALT50 for a 50% off discount. This is limited time. There's only so many spots left. So go check that out if you are interested. So moving on with the market, as we can see, Bitcoin's lying flat, under $35,000. What is going on there? Polkadot's still hanging strong, $17. Cardano looking mighty fine at 36 cents. Even though it's down a little bit in the past hour, still looking good, hanging in there. Bitcoin Cash at 471. We're going to get into some more detail about Bitcoin Cash, but just hanging in there. The market's kind of down, a little bit. We got some things up, but look, Chainlink's down. Keep in mind, things have been pumping pretty good. This is totally normal. This is a great opportunity to buy the little dip right now. The little dip, it's a great opportunity. I mean, look at Binance Coin still above $40. So that right there's a little update for the market, what's going on. It's slightly down, a little bit of a sea of red, but it's not that bad. And this is just a great buying opportunity. So checking out the charts, the first coin we're going to check out is DNT. So we definitely want to zoom in a little bit more, see what's going on in the short term. So as we can see, we had that massive pump the other day. That was hundreds of percent right here. I mean, it was like 300% gains, like bam. Came smacking back down from 21 cents all the way down to 7 cents. So many people told me in the comments that they bought down here. Congratulations to you. That was an excellent buy. And then look, we pump back up, but we made a lower high. So we had our high, made our low. We have a lower high, and right now we may be making, it's possible that we're making a higher low, which would be good. So then hopefully eventually we can break back up above the 21 cents, which would, I believe this thing will hit $1 in 2021, just my personal non-financial advice opinion. But the way these things going right now, I think it's a great buying time. We possibly could see some downward price action, but at the end of the day, if you're holding for the next 6 to 12 months, what's it matter if you buy at 11 cents or 9 cents or 13 cents? I mean, if this thing goes above $1, you're still making massive gains. You don't want to sweat the small stuff. So that's my little update on what the charts are showing on DNT. But we got to check out Bitcoin Cash, something we have not looked at in a long time on this channel. I saw in the comments a subscriber mentioned, hey, why haven't we checked out Bitcoin Cash? So we're doing that right now. And if you have any recommendations, anything you want me to check out, show you guys, just put a comment down there, send me a DM on Twitter, and we will make it happen. So as we can see, I haven't looked at this chart recently, but on the 4-hour, I want to pull up, since there's a lot of history with Bitcoin Cash, let's pull up the daily. As we can see, it's been a solid uptrend, of course. Just like most of the market, it's not have my face in the way. So see, we have a high, making a higher low, and we're pumping up. We had trouble right here breaking the 352. We had issues. As you can see, we issues here, issues all throughout here. Finally broke it. This was major resistance. Finally broke it, held it as support. Now we've been up ever since. High, we have a low, we have a lower high, but what we're hoping for is that this is going to shoot past the $600 region to make a higher high. And then obviously, we'll come back down possibly around the $530 region, make a higher low. That's what we want to see. But if this is the high, I'm going to make it a low down here. Things can get a little wild. Things can get a little, not so good. We're seeing this with Bitcoin. We're seeing this with Ethereum. We need things to break out, which I think they will. Just be patient. That's the name of cryptos. Patience. You don't want to buy the top. You don't want to buy the top. Let's put it that way, because you lose a lot of money. So that's a little update on Bitcoin Cash, just a little analysis on what's going on. But long term, let's go check out the monthly. Look at this. Long term, this thing is not looking too great. It had that pump back to like to 4,000. There's a lot of drama with Bitcoin Cash. I don't want to go over that in this video, but just keep in mind, this thing could end up breaking out. It's possible, but Yeah, this definitely. If you want my little spiel about Bitcoin Cash, what happened with Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash versus ABC versus SV, let me know down in the comments, and we can possibly make that happen. But up next is the graph. So what's going on there? We're hanging in there at 45 cents. So that's what we like to see. What I said on my live stream and my other video as well, I just broke it down very simple. I like to keep things simple and don't get too complicated. So just going from the very beginning, because there's not that much history. Yeah, massive pump from Coinbase. Massive, massive, massive. Just crazy, just crazy. It was awesome. Then we came down. We made a low. Made a lower high. Just pay attention here. Lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. We broke right here. We broke this higher high. Whoa, that's a possible trend reversal. I said we wanted to close this candle above, preferably above 42 cents. But if we got above 37, it'd be like, okay, possible. But this right here is great. This right here is great. This is what we wanted to see. So eventually we want to make a, what is it? A higher low. So we want to make a higher low. The low here on the body was 28 cents. So we definitely want to be above that. Preferably, if we can be above 35 cents for this lower high, that'd be great. But even if the wick goes down to like 30 cents, that's fine. But we want to make a higher low, and then eventually bounce up, make a higher high, getting above. Like, look, right now we're hitting resistance at 48 cents right there on the wicks. And you can see by looking left, we're getting some right here. There's a lot of price action in here between the 47 cent and 48, 49 cent region. So it's going to take some time to break that. But once we break that, hold that as support, things are going to go wild. Things are going to go wild. So just stay tuned for that. Now, I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated on the graph and DNT, and just because those are the hot things right now. And there's a lot of potential to be money to be made if this thing actually ends up breaking out. It looks like the trend reversal has happened. It's not 100% confirmed. Just like I said, it's only probabilities in the market right now. This has a high probability. I have a high. I'd say there's like at least a 70 to 80% chance of this thing breaking out to the upside, and a 20 to 30% chance of it going to the downside. So it's all about probabilities. To me, it has a high probability. So going on, I mentioned this coin. I said this thing's dead. It's like when I bought DNT under a penny. Nobody listened. Nobody wanted it. Guess what? Filecoin. I mentioned it. I said, guys, it looks dead. No one's talking about it. It's just not the cool thing to talk about. And guess what? We had a little breakout. Currently, just for the day, you take the measure move, just from the open to the wick, we're up 20% on Filecoin. It literally popped all the way up to 27 cents. I mentioned it yesterday and the day before when it was back down at 21 and $22. So it's possible this may start to have the trend reversal. At the end of the day, there's everybody was buying up here. I said don't buy up here. I got a lot of criticism for saying that, but guess what? The chart shows you what happened, and yeah, we went literally popped to $300, fell down to $20, popped back up. Everybody's like, oh yeah, it's going back. I'm like, no, it's not going back. Be patient. Once again, I was criticized for it, and look where it's gone. So this is boring. This is what the cool kids are not talking about. But it's just like when I bought DNT under a penny, I mentioned on the channel and nobody was talking about it. But guess what? If you bought DNT under a penny, it's at 12 cents right now. It's at 12 cents. It hit 21 cents. You made massive, massive gains if you bought that. So this is what I'm seeing with Filecoin. I understand it's not a low cap, but at the end of the day, we're going to hit a multi-trillion-dollar market cap. So it's still around $1 billion market cap. And that right there is still pretty low compared to the whole overall, $1 trillion market cap. If we're going to see $2, $3, $4, $5 trillion crypto market cap, what's it matter if you buy a coin that has a $1 billion market cap? That still is considered, considerably low. So that's my little spiel about that. I did want to pull up the 4-hour, see how things are looking. It just really just seemed like Filecoin just lying flat, but we're starting to see the uptrend. We possibly finally got above on the bodies, that 23.50. That's very important, and we are getting some resistance here at the $24.90, $25 region. We definitely want to break that. Once we break that, we then eventually gonna be pushing that $28 area, 30ish. So we shall see how that plays out. Like I said in the videos, in the past, there's no guarantees. This thing, I'm not saying it's popping tomorrow, the next day or next week, but guess what? Give it 3 to 6 months. This thing is going to make some massive, massive gains. So alrighty, that's a wrap for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys like the analysis, DNT, Bitcoin Cash, the graph, Filecoin, and of course, don't forget about that Coinbase list, that the Coinbase listing private list, my private personal list. They're not 100% guaranteed to list, but they have the highest probability of listing based off of Coinbase's metrics. So definitely check that out. And if you're so inclined, definitely use this code ALT50. It's a limited time sale. This thing's going to go to full price. This thing's worth hundreds of dollars. You can make thousands of bucks off this really private list. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. And yeah, so I hope you guys make some massive gains. And as always, this is not financial advice, just pure entertainment, educational purposes only. And of course, smash that like button, subscribe for more content, stay positive, homie. I'll catch you in the next one.